But and stop me too. If I'm reading something, just stop me as well. And just unmute yourself real quick and just mute yourself back if you have any questions. So this is analysis series dealing with, specifically in our case, a treaty of peace and friendship. You know, it says 1786, but it applies to 1736 as well. And we're gonna go over some definitions. I know for the new people that's in here, I'm not sure how much background information I was told, but you know, we talk about nationality and, you know, people that have been misidentified in the United States Census Bureau as Black, Negro, colored, Hispanic, Latino, Puerto Rican. Our mission is to uplift them so they know thy nationality, culture, and then promote the working together to centralize finances, to get competent and become a national on your land, working with a body. So here is a couple terms, because when you read our treaty between Morocco and the United States, you'll see a certain language in there that needs to be comprehended. So, okay, let somebody else in here right quick. Abrogate and reprobate. In Scottish law, to approve and reject, to attempt to take advantage of one part and to reject the rest. Bell, equity suffers no person to abrogate and reprobate the same deed, in case law to support that. The doctrine of abrogate and reprobate is the English doctrine of election. So here's a definition of citizen, because, you know, most people think citizen are not really clear. They'll think U.S. citizen, but a citizen is just, you know, a faithful member of a nation state that's participating in the organization with their nation, of course. Because you can have a nationality and not participate in any organization, then you just be in our case, Moors. But once you participate, now you become a citizen of the activity, paying dues, promotion of the political agenda, promoting, expanding, or etc. So citizen, a member of a free city or rural society. Whoever doesn't know what that means, especially for the new people in here, when you look up, just look up rural society, look up body politic, and look up state, you'll see they're synonymous. So once again, a member of a free city or rural society possessing all the rights and privileges which can be enjoyed by any person under its constitution. So back to the in-house bylaws or the constitution of the nation state. It's not talking about the Constitution for the United States of America in this case. But the United States Constitution for the United States of America is checks and balances, you know, such as Article 6 in our case. It's the only reason us Moors care about the United States, the Constitution for the United States, is to enforce treaty obligations under Article 6. So once again, a citizen is a member of a free city or rural society possessing all the rights and privileges which can be enjoyed by any person under its constitution and government, and subject to the corresponding duties of the bylaws of, in our case, whatever organizational bylaws that the people or the republic come up with, those are the responding duties. Citizens, quote unquote, are members of a community inspired to common goal. Back to what I said. You're only a citizen if you're active in the national affairs. If you're not active, you're just a person that just declared their nationality, which is fine. You just want to know what lane you're in. Citizens are members of a community inspired to a common goal, who, in associated relations, submit themselves to rule of conduct for the promotion of general welfare and conservation of individual, as well as collective rights. Back to the body politic. Your whole sole motivation is for the promotion of the general welfare of what? The community, the body politic, the republic, because the government is just the people, right? Case law to support. McIntosh, DC Washington 12F supplement. Now, so we're still on citizen. The term appears to have, in this example, they're giving an example in Roman times, a Roman government to designate a person who had freedom of the city and the right to exercise all political and civil privileges of the government. There was also at Rome a partial citizenship, etc. I'm gonna go down to right here. A member of a nation, so we're still talking about citizen, a member of a nation or body politic. Citizen, a member of a nation or body politic of a sovereign state or political society who owes allegiance. So once again, you're a citizen if you're a member of a nation or a body politic. You're not just a citizen because you're sitting back chilling. You declared your nationality. You're a member because you're paying dues. You're each in individual and collective capacity spreading the political agenda of the body, right? You're a part, and you got allegiance to the people involved in the body politic. You got allegiance. And here's case law to support what I just said. Moving further, still dealing with citizen. A member of a civil state entitled to all its privileges. One of the sovereign people. A constituent member of the sovereignty synonymous with the people. So they're saying sovereignty is synonymous with the people, right? Let somebody else up in here. Go to the top. Islam. All right.
Wow.
So in American law, we're still dealing with citizens. In American law, one under the constitutional laws of the United States of a particular state or of a particular state. So it's saying still on citizen, it could be a member under the constitutional laws of the United States or of a particular state, is a member of a political community owing allegiance and being entitled to the enjoyment of full civil rights. Now, civil rights in this case is we're talking internal. So like for instance, back to Khalifa Society, that'll be an example. We got bylaws, you know, KhalifaSociety.org, you go to the public records page, you can see the bylaw, you see the organizational structure, right? And those rules and regulations will be the rights in that case. Case law to support that. All persons, now they're going in the 14th Amendment, which is a type of citizenship. All persons born or naturalized in the United States is subject to the jurisdiction thereof, right? Now that's a 14th Amendment citizen. So you need to know what type of citizenship you're dealing with. Corporate citizen or natural citizen. The term may include or apply to an elector qualified to vote in an election, right? Board members, the body politic, the republic has people that have electoral power to vote for secretaries, to vote for sheiks in our case, to vote for trustees, right? Case law to support what I just said, right? So y'all, I think y'all get the point dealing with the citizenship. The term citizen and citizenship are distinguishable from resident or inhabitant, right? So when we say resident, yeah, you're a resident in the Moroccan state. Your nationality is identified, but you're not a resident of the United States. If you declared your nationality, you'll be considered a non-resident. You're not identified in their system because you're a national, and you have protections of the rights of indigenous people. You got protection under the treaties. You got protection under human rights because Article 6 of the Declaration on Human Rights. You know, everybody has a right to a nationality. So anybody in a national capacity, right, is protected from being molested or forced to be under somebody else and forced to be a resident, right? So the word citizen and citizenship, however, usually include the idea of domicile. because domicile dealing with a fixed territory. So that's back to the whole example of a Korean person is from the land of Korea, right? That's a fixed territory. That's a domicile. That's the Korean person's domicile. So us as Moors, we're in Morocco, or in English, we'll say pronounce it America, or we'll say we're Moroccan in Arabic. So or say we're Moroccan in Arabic. English, you'll pronounce that American. So we're on our fixed domicile of North America. You know, we got us specifically because we got brothers and sisters out in South America. We got brothers and sisters in Central America, right? So us specifically, our domicile will be North America. That's our domicile in our ancestral lands. So moving forward, a citizen, inhabitant, and resident often synonymous. Case law to support that. And once again, citizenship and domicile are often synonymous. Once again, they reinforcing the fact. Now, a corporation is a citizen of state under whose laws it is created, and a non-resident of every other state. So if we, for instance, Walmart, that's a US citizen. Walmart is a US citizen. Why? Because when you look up the articles of corporation of Walmart, you're gonna see they solemnly swear to handle all their business under the Secretary of State of California or whatever they had, right? But if a Moorish business and it's a low capacity, you're gonna see that the business is 9 times out of 10 connected to a temple, where the temple owns, it's a branch of the temple or the state body politic. It's a business under, which is in law would be trust. It would be under trust law, because not only is the body politic, it's also a trust, you know, as well, a trust among the people. And that trust is in written form, sealed, witnesses, stuff like that, put on the public record. So the bylaws that I mentioned on public record is actually a trust as well. It's showing that a trust exists that has bylaws. So moving forward, so my point was, for example, Khalifa Society would be a Moroccan citizen. Walmart would be a US citizen. Khalifa Society can't talk. Khalifa Society has people that run the organization, but Khalifa Society can't talk. Walmart can't talk. But Khalifa Society will be a Moroccan citizen based on the language in our organization. You know, we're stating precedent as the treaties. We're stating precedent as the Circle 7 Holy Quran. We're setting precedent in our articles of organization stating that rights of indigenous people, human rights, you know, right to self-determine. You know, the bylaws in itself is protected by Article 1, Section 8. You know, the right to contract, and there can be no interferences once a contract is done. So all these things that I'm just saying right now needs to be known by everybody. Everybody needs to be competent on this, right? So now, moving forward, it is not a citizen within the meanings of federal constitution declaring citizens of each state entitled to privileges and immunities of citizens in the several states, or within the 14th Amendment, right? They're distinguishing a corporate from natural. Because a 14th Amendment citizen is not a natural person, because the United States, at this point, is a corporation. And if you want to look at it like it's a body politic based on the historical account of the 13 colonies, then you're saying you're not modern European, you're aboriginal to the land, so you can't be a US citizen. So you want to look at it both ways. After 1871, United States is a corporation. You can't be that's not a nationality. But if we're talking about before 1871, then we're talking about the union of Europeans, French, Dutch, Irish, British, that formed a union via the Articles of Confederation. And now you gotta say, okay, you know the history of that. You can't be a part of that if you're aboriginal to the land. You still can't be a part of that on that type of tip. All right. Case law to support that. I want to open the floor for some questions, or if anybody has any questions. specifically the new people on here. Or comment.
I don't have any questions at this time, but I do understand a lot of what's being spoken.
Okay. What would you say your nationality would be?
I am Ecuadorian and Peruvian.
So you know that you're South American and that you're still home. You're still in America.
Yes, yes, that I do.
Okay. And like I was saying, I don't know how much background you know, but like I say in Arabic, I'm Moroccan. In English, you just pronounce that same word as American, right? These lands anciently were called Amaru, you know, etc. So you coming just a little bit north, a lot of your people that are from South America that don't know international law, they would think they would be scared of being deported or whatever from ICE or whatnot, because they think that would be illegal. When not knowing, they're still in America. They just travel a little north, right? So it's things such as the rights of indigenous people, the Inter-American Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People, that our people don't know about. And like I said in the beginning, a lot of our people from South America identify as Hispanic, Latino, etc. Right? And let me ask you a question. When the last time you've been to South America on a personal level?
I went there as a young girl, probably like 3 times to Peru and a couple times to Ecuador. With that from my family, because my parents are born and raised in their home country. They're in South America. And so I'm first generation born here in the States.
Okay. Because the reason I was asking, because, you know, it's a lot of people that's, you know, very dark in these places that you named, right? South America. And our people in North America don't know that is the case. But that's what we're shedding light to the fact, and unifying the gap, you know, unifying the division. You know, Islam, Wordell, Islam. Happy Islam. And happy
Holy Day, Morris.
We've been moving around. I don't think I said happy holiday to anybody today. You know, happy holiday. Yeah, we low key vacating, but we trying to still get the curriculum in.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But I continue reading, and then we'll close out. So neither a corporation nor a partnership is a citizen of the United States entitled to immunity from service summons by substitute of service, and that's a case law. Here's another one: Filipinos, which we know are Moros, are not citizens of the United States, and we know they're Moros. We know, you know, King Philip colonized, but the reason this is still a case law, because it's setting a precedent that even though they're saying they're de facto, same thing with the Puerto Ricans. We know they're Boricua and Taino, but they're still saying it's enough of them saying they're one thing and they're not U.S. citizens, even though it's de facto. You see how even that is more powerful. But it's a case law distinguishing that fact, right? So Filipinos actually got consulates, they actually got embassies, they actually got, you know, they work together, stuff like that. But you know, us as Moors, you know, we link up with them, let them know that we know what's up with them, that they Moros, and then we bring them under the fold too. You know, that's kind of the job. So let me just go through some other stuff. So with reference to jurisdiction and power of federal courts and removal of actions, a citizen of the District Columbia is not a citizen of the state. So the citizens of District Columbia is not a citizen of a state. I know most of us know what a state is. It's a group of people bound together by common law. Matter of fact, let me scroll down because I know a couple new people don't know exactly what a state is, but I saw it down here. Here we go. State. A people permanently occupying a fixed territory, bound to, and back to domicile. I read domicile earlier. That's why I read that to make this connection. Fixed territory is domicile, you know, bound together by common law. Whoever doesn't know what common law, we're dealing with treaties, constitution, international law, right? And customs. So not only are these people on the same territory, but they're bound together to have something in common, the treaty, same nationality. They got the same habits and customs. And then these people formed a body politic. They formed organization amongst themselves and formed a state. It's not an invisible border, right? It's not 90 miles to Texas. We're not talking about that. That's an invisible border. That would be called a corporate state, right? So this is actually short for nation state. Just think nations over here, nation state. So back to, you can declare your nationality, but if you're not part of the state, then you're not a citizen of the state, right? So Khalifa society, the people involved are Moroccan citizens, not US citizens, right? So a people permanently occupying a fixed territory bound together by common law, habits, and customs into one body politic, exercising through the medium of organized government, independent sovereignty and control over all persons and things within its boundaries, capable of making war and peace, and of entering into international relations with other communities of the globe. Now, you talk about international relations, we're not just talking about in-house, we're talking about the planet. In order to have international relations, you have to be a national in the first place. Because if Black people dealing with other peoples in other nations, 9 times out of 10, it's not happening, right? It's domestic, it's local. But when you start talking about you got nationality, you got culture now, right? Form a state, deal with other nation states, right? Because y'all both nationals now. Now they can deal with you, national to national, right? So I'm actually I'm gonna close out right there. Like I said, kind of transitioning, so I wanted to get something in, and we stop this recording one time.